Poezia e o chestiune de interpretare sau o chestiune de așteptare. Dar până la urmă, poezia este și trebuie să fie un spectacol. Exact asta v-am pregătit în seara aceasta. Un spectacol de poezie performativă. Sunteți la MultiVerse. Un spectacol de poezie curatoriat de Simona Nastac în cadrul Festivalului Internațional de Poezie București. Un spectacol în care veți vedea pe scenă unii dintre cei mai cunoscuți, unii dintre cei mai activi performeri în domeniul poeziei din lume la ora actuală. Pregătiți-vă să fiți mesmerizați. Pregătiți-vă să fiți contrariați. Pregătiți-vă să fiți pur și simplu scoși din jocul normal al poeziei și plasați într-un alt joc al poeziei MultiVerse. Vom începe spectacolul din această seară cu Zingano din Brazilia, care a obținut o diplomă de masterat în literatură portugheză în cadrul unui program al Universității din Paula în 2011, după care s-a mutat în Portugalia, unde și-a început doctoratul în studii literare portugheze, la Universitatea Nova de Lisboa. Din 2014 locuiește și lucrează în Berlin, unde, pe lângă activitatea de poetă, predă limbi străine. Opera ei este centrată pe poezie și arte vizuale și explorează recitarea poeziei prin intermediul artelor performative. Din 2018, Erika beneficiază de finanțarea din partea orașului Berlin pentru Cultură și Europa din cadrul Departamentul pentru Cultură și Europa din cadrul Senatului. Doamnelor și domnilor, Zingano.
Before coming here, I was surprised because its name is silver. I don't know how you pronounce it in Romanian, but in Portuguese, I am in Portugal, Manuel Silva. We use a lot this name Silva in Brazil. It's a kind of common name. I don't know the equivalent in Romanian. I would love to start asking if, correct me if I'm wrong, Corneliu Porumboi is here tonight? Corneliu? Are you here? Saw him, which was in 2015 when I was in Romania with my ex-boyfriend. And at that time, I saw his film. My boyfriend, he was German. Ex-boyfriend, he was German. He's still German, and he couldn't see that film because the subtitles was in Spanish. So I saw the film alone. That's very nice because a friend of mine just said, "I don't want to have a boyfriend just to watch movies. I want more, like life, you know, like someone that can help you to carry the package, like packets when you go to the supermarket. It's super heavy. Please help, you know. And we can also buy those trolleys. Trolleys, no, but it's okay. You can substitute trolleys and men carrying bags. So it was the first film I saw of Cornelius. And then this year I watched another one in Berlinale. I don't know if you have seen it, maybe you saw it. It's about football and philosophy. Have you seen it? Yeah. It's very interesting, you know, this guy with his leg and his problem and talking about new rules for football. But I had to start at the time, sorry. I had 10 minutes, no? I was set every time. 11, let's say 11. 11 is a good name. No. So after the session, they discussed, it's terrible if you go to Germany to watch a film in the festival because what they do normally, the Germans, they ask obvious things like they don't know how to make good questions. It's very weird because they study so much philosophy, but in the end, they ask very idiot questions, like about the meaning, you know? I don't like to answer this. It's very strange. And then they were making those very stupid questions to Cornelio, and I was so ashamed for him, like, oh my God, Cornelio, poor. But at some point it was about football, and I made a joke, like I said, about the microphone being like a ball in a game. So, the microphone is a ball. And say, okay, everybody left. And then after the session, I was smoking a cigarette in front of the cinema, and we saw each other, and he smiled. And you know this very moment that you can see another human being, recognize another human being, and then your eyes match. Kind of like, I cannot see you, so we cannot match now. But I hope you have had this experience in your life. So our eyes just met, yeah. But why were we talking about this? Because I would love to dedicate my reading tonight to him, because I love his work, and you know his work, so maybe we can have a connection because of Cornelio. I don't know if you're going to enjoy my work. It's not there, and it will come on my poem. Maybe you can come the poem, and then you can already see the poem. Okay, because I write poems. It's complicated poems. No? I cannot see the chronometer from now. Because I have not that much. Okay, I still have time. And I love to spend time avoiding poetry. I love to read poems by my own, but I think it's very weird coming here, read a poem that you could read at your own, by your own, at your place, like laying down, and then you have it like, you know? And that's why I talk. Badly. In this broken language that I speak. But it doesn't matter, because I could try to speak a bit of Portuguese, but I don't know if you could understand my Portuguese. Talvez vocês conseguissem entender pouco de português, não? Porque vocês falam romeno. E é mais perto. Então eu vou contar uma história, que é a história da Gorgona, 8 minutos, da Gorgona. A Gorgona é uma poeta romena que eu conheci, que morava em Portugal, que desertou a Romênia há muito tempo. E a Gorgona, ela me contou uma vez uma história, que eu não sei se é verdade. Ela falou que a música da Revolução da Romênia era uma lambada brasileira. Vocês já ouviram? Talvez, eu vou cantar e talvez vocês se lembrem disso, aquela música. Do you remember this song? Is it connected to the revolution? Because I was trying to explain this. I met once a poet called Gorgona. She's from Romania, but she lives in Portugal. And once she told us, oh no, while the revolution was happening here in Romania, people were singing the song from Brazil, which is very weird because it's about a guy who was crying. He was crying and leaving me and chorando se foi. That he left just like while I was crying, because I was crying before, something about crying a lot. It makes sense, this is the Romanian music. I don't know if it's the Romanian, but she told me, and then I have this imagination about revolution, singing the song. I should start with my poem? Yeah, I will start with my poem. People would do a lot of things here beautiful, like music. I was a bit jealous because normally I also do beautiful things. Normally I don't start, which is a good sign about me, but tonight I'm starting. So, I felt like, okay. Once I saw a piece of John Cage doing things like with water, okay, so I feel very inspired. But this sound doesn't match my poem. Very sorry. Someone can tell me when I have 5 minutes. Okay. My poem. I will read now. A Thing for Another, and I didn't explain anything about this book. No, this book... Scheiße. Well, I did this book. I wrote this poem in German. This is the 11th or the 12th or the 10th time I read this poem out loud in public situations. So I count. Every time I read this poem, I count. And what I did, I wrote it in German. My mother tongue is Portuguese. So I wrote it in German because my ex-boyfriend, he was German. So he was able to understand me from a poem. And we broke up. And what I did afterwards, it was I invited many friends to translate my poem into other language. Like, it was written in German, so I delivered the poem to mother tongues German. German's mother tongue speakers. So they translate into other tongues, speakers, languages, they were not that able to write. So this poem is full of mistakes. Maybe I cannot see here because Romanian is not my language, so I cannot judge. But the effects that produces, it's very interesting. Okay. Someone is sending me an email. It's not in person. I think for another one too. Clarification for the standing position. A friend asks me to do a text about or from for Wittgenstein and Dada. He said to me in English, this year Dada makes a big party, 100 years old for that texts. We can at least try to survive at the expense of the other who try to survive, to make money. The old Dada, this favorite neighbor. I began another text once of Hans Harp and other. But it was so difficult for me to reach the end, and I don't know yet when I will finish it. When? Then I decided to write this text in English because I'm learning English. I had this question in my head, how the previous experience, the experience in the background of my life can help in the future. All I've written here is false, forgery. I don't know most of these words, the meanings, and I almost can't read them, but the method was just the method of using a dictionary. This is my first official poem in English. The moral is the literal translation. A mistake is not a right. The last statement, the final statement in the clarification of the standing position is the mark of a literal translation, which claims that ultimately a mistake is not a right, but in that literal translation, a finger is a finger. That's it. Thank you. End of standing positions, clarifications. First official poem in German in form of a first official translation in English. Dear reader, I live in a residential community and I help with the cat, a castrated cat, but still a cat. I help with the food, and I don't have yet to sleep with the cat, but it might happen sometimes. The cat is called Raymond, and he is really a cat without testicles, but still a cat. My ex-boyfriend is called Raymond, and he's not a cat, probably not, because he has not had a tail, but he, unlike the cat, always wears on him on the top of his pants his testicles, and testimony's testicles, and he is very proud of himself to have it and use it if it was necessary, even I know one time I understood over the noon meal, he said, I am a sexual being, but it's a biological concept, and it has to do, I know, this with the sexual reproduction. This is about our ability to produce different copies of ourselves under the light of this concept. Even the bacterium and the fungus are sexual beings too. I don't quite understand how it works, but I don't think it is a big problem. I think I have to use testicles are there. Testicles if it was necessary, because I don't quite understand how all this works. And I don't have testicles, and not even as the cat wants to say I've never had it. If I say this is all, I mean my whole body, and their circulation system, blood trades, etc. My feeling or my bladder, sure, not so good. I don't understand the history of prolipopylene, the history of capitalism, the history of my father's intentional death, or the joy to live or to be alive, to be here. I think that's it. If you want to see the random, you can have 3 copies. One belongs to Simona, the translators here. Oh yes, 1 copy is for you, and then I have 1 left copy, so you have to fight to have it.
Mulțumim, Elica Zingano. Continuăm cu Eduard Escoffet din Barcelona. Poet și performer, a explorat diverse fațete ale poeziei, poezie vizuală și scrisă, instalații, poezie orală, acțiune poetică, dar s-a concentrat asupra poeziei sonore și a lecturilor de poezie. În afară de faptul că este activ pe scena culturală din Barcelona, aici scrie contraculturală, cred că e vorba de underground, a participat la festivaluri de poezie și evenimente din toată Europa, China, Statele Unite și numeroase țări din America Latină. Este cofondatorul platformei Projects Poetics Sense Title, Post.org, a fost co-director al Festivalului Internațional de Poezie din Barcelona. Eduard Escoffet.
Buonasera, buona tarda, buon vespre, good evening. I will read some poems. The first one is my own version of Vladan Tolovanovich voice from the loudspeaker, a sound piece by Vladan Tolovanovich made in 1975. Try number 4.
Do not cross this empty line. Do not cross this empty text. Do not enter this empty cage. Do not access my voice. Do not cross this empty line. Do not cross this empty text. Do not enter this empty cage. Do not access my voice. Do not cross this empty line.
You can hear me.
Empty text.
This voice is in you.
Do not access my voice.
This voice is in the loudspeaker.
Do not cross
this voice has nothing to do with the loudspeaker.
Do not access my
This voice is where the loudspeaker is.
Do not process
This voice
empty text.
is where
Do
you
not
are.
enter this empty cage.
This voice
Do not access
is
my
reaching
voice.
your ears.
Do not process empty line. Do not process empty text. Do not enter this empty cage. Do not access my voice.
You can hear
Do not
me.
process empty line.
This voice
Do not process
is in the
empty text.
loudspeaker.
Do not enter
This
empty
voice
cage.
is
Do
in
not
you.
access my voice.
This voice
Do not
has nothing to do with
process
you.
Do not
This
process
voice
empty
is
text.
where you
Do not
are.
enter this
This
empty
voice
Do
is
not
where the
access
loudspeaker
my voice.
is.
Do
This
not
voice
process empty
is
line.
going away.
Do not process empty text. Do not enter this empty cage. Do not access my voice.
This
Do
voice
not process
is
empty
going
line.
away.
Do not process empty
This
text.
voice
Do
is
not
going
process
away.
empty cage. Do
This
not
voice
access my
is going away.
Do not process
This voice
empty line.
is
Do not
nowhere.
process empty text. Do
Your
not
voice
access empty
is
cage.
nowhere.
Do not access my
Everything is
voice. Do not
empty.
access my voice.
Loudspeakers
Do not access
are
my voice.
everywhere.
Do not access
This
my
voice,
Do not access
this
my
voice is gone. This is another version or translation into sound and in Catalan. This is a poem by Sutherland. Sprich auch du, speak you too. For number 2.
Parla.
Sprach, Parla.
Parla. Parla.
Sprich auch du.
Lies nicht mehr, schau. Schau nicht mehr, geh.
Parla, tu també. Parla al carrer. Digues el teu dir. Parla, però no separis el no del sí. Dóna-li al teu dir també un sentit.
Ja. Sí, no, sí, no.
Dóna-li ombra.
Nein. Ja. Nein. Sí, no, sí, no. Sí, no, sí, no.
Dóna-li prou ombra, dóna-li tanta com la que saps repartir del teu voltant entre mitjanit, migdia i mitjanit. Mitjanit, migdia i mitjanit.
Parla.
Mira per tot, mira com al voltant tot es fa viu, per la mort, viu. Veritat diu, qui ombra diu. Parla, 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 parla. Parla, tu també. Sprich auch du.
Lies nicht mehr, schau. Schau nicht mehr, geh.
Veritat diu, qui ombra diu. Veritat diu,
Sprach,
qui ombra diu.
Parla.
Veritat diu, qui ombra diu. The next one is a love poem, un poem d'amour, un Liebesgedicht. I hope maybe it will make you dance and clap your hands or something like this. It's on the, if you have the anthology of the festival, there's the translation into Romanian. It's in Catalan, it's quan et veig, quan no et veig. I'm going to read the first lines in English and then start the poem in Catalan. But it's very easy. I want to be with you and far away from you. This is love. Actually, I wrote it after a medieval poem, so it's a very old poem, love poem. When I see you, when I don't see you, when I see you now, when I don't see you now, when I see you body and body, when I don't see you body and body, when I see you the house, the weight, when I don't see you the house, the weight, when I see you and it rains, when I don't see you and it rains, when I see you the things you tell me, when I don't see you the things you tell me. Quan et veig, quan no et veig, quan et veig ara, quan no et veig ara, quan et veig cos i cos, quan no et veig cos i cos, quan et veig tu, la casa, el pes, quan no et veig tu, la casa, el pes, quan et veig i plou, quan et veig i plou, quan et veig les coses que em dius, quan et veig les coses que em dius, quan et veig afono el mot a la pedra a la porta, quan et veig afono el mot a la pedra a la porta. Quan et veig i quan no et veig, quan et veig i quan et veig, quan et veig, quan et veig i moro quan et veig, quan et veig, quan et veig i moro quan no et veig, quan et veig fet i fet, quan no et veig res, quan et veig ara, quan no et veig ara, quan et veig i plou, quan et veig i plou, quan et veig tu, la casa, el pes, quan no et veig tu, la casa, el pes, quan et veig les coses que em dius, quan et veig les coses que em dius, quan et veig cos i cos, quan no et veig cos i cos, quan et veig al fons el mot a la pedra a la porta, quan et veig afono el mot a la pedra a la porta, quan et veig i quan no et veig, quan no et veig i quan et veig, quan et veig tu, la casa, el pes, quan no et veig tu, la casa, el pes, quan et veig ara, quan no et veig ara, quan et veig i plou, quan et veig i plou, quan et veig i moro, quan et veig, quan et veig i moro, quan et veig i quan et veig, quan et veig i quan et veig, quan et veig afono el mot a la pedra a la porta, quan et veig afono el mot a la pedra a la porta, quan et veig les coses que em dius, quan et veig les coses que em dius, quan et veig cos i cos, quan et veig cos i cos, quan et veig ara, quan no et veig ara, quan et veig afono el mot a la pedra a la porta, quan et veig afono el mot a la pedra a la porta, quan et veig les coses que em dius, quan et veig les coses que em dius, quan et veig ara, quan no et veig ara, quan et veig tu, la casa, el pes, quan no et veig tu, la casa, el pes, quan et veig i plou, quan et veig i plou, quan et veig cos i cos, quan no et veig cos i cos, quan et veig i quan no et veig, quan no et veig i quan et veig, quan et veig i plou, quan et veig i plou, quan et veig tu, la casa, el pes, quan no et veig tu, la casa, el pes, quan et veig i moro, quan et veig, quan et veig, quan et veig i moro, quan et veig ara, quan no et veig ara, quan et veig cos i cos, quan et veig cos i cos, quan et veig les coses que em dius, quan et veig les coses que em dius, quan et veig i quan no et veig, quan et veig i quan et veig, quan et veig, quan et veig i moro, quan et veig, quan et veig, quan et veig i moro, quan et veig, quan et veig fet i fet, quan no et veig res, quan et veig aquesta llum dona voltes, quan et veig aquesta llum dona voltes, quan et veig i clou la rosa. Maybe in Barcelona we are very cold, but we need some noise. Well, the next one is, it's not a love poem, it's a poem about population, ecology, cities, and these things. I'm going to use old technology, so if you are under 30, you can ask some friends. The poem is also in Catalan, but it's very easy. Personas means people, personas. Mes plus, and the numbers you will more or less understand.
Pis en venda per 2 milions d'euros a Figueres Centre, 502 metres quadrats, 9 habitacions, 5 banys, 3.984 euros al metre quadrat, 502 metres construïts,
115 metres quadrats, exterior, 2 habitacions, un bany, 3.461 euros al metre quadrat, 115 metres quadrats construïts, 95 d'útils, 2 habitacions, un bany, un lavabo, 3 armaris d'obra, terres de fusta, 3T inclòs en el preu de l'habitatge, estenedor cobert, calefacció individual de gas natural, aigua calenta...
1.615.908 persones, més 253.782 persones, més 215.329 persones, més 206.245 persones, més 203.969 persones, més 137.536 persones, més 139.731 persones, més 59.780 persones, més 57.730 persones, més 16.770 persones, més 94.484 persones, més 24.180 persones, més 29.335 persones, més 74.274 persones, més 75.053 persones, més 79.927 persones, més 64.905 persones, més 62.809 persones, més 62.573 persones, més 60.572 persones, més 60.122 persones, més 58.493 persones, més 59.912 persones, més 46.686 persones, més 45.190 persones, més 42.809 persones, més 42.628 persones, més 39.107 persones, més 38.964 persones, més 38.164 persones, més 37.734 persones, més 37.364 persones, més 36.255 persones, més 35.604 persones, més 34.961 persones, més 33.223 persones, més 32.903 persones, més 32.650 persones, més 31.657 persones, més 30.956 persones, més 30.271 persones, més 28.763 persones, més 28.066 persones, més 27.645 persones, més 27.461 persones, més 27.070 persones, més 26.279 persones, més 26.569 persones, més 25.971 persones, més 25.754 persones, més 24.710 persones, més 24.325 persones, més 23.828 persones, més 22.939 persones, més 22.914 persones, més 22.626 persones, més 22.109 persones, més 22.606 persones, més 29.626 persones, més 29.451 persones, més 26.604 persones, més 20.505 persones, més 20.039 persones, més 19.463 persones, més 19.090 persones, més 18.615 persones, més 18.261 persones, més 18.235 persones, més 17.910 persones, més 17.766 persones, més 17.224 persones, més 17.072 persones, més 16.978 persones, més 16.586 persones, més 17.518 persones, més 17.341 persones, més 16.249 persones, més 16.102 persones, més 15.816 persones, més 15.365 persones, més 15.307 persones, més 15.058 persones, més 15.056 persones, més 15.444 persones, més 14.585 persones, més 14.449 persones, més 14.025 persones, més 13.916 persones, més 13.829 persones, més 13.809 persones, més 13.752 persones, més 13.680 persones, més 13.635 persones, més 13.645 persones, més 13.435 persones, més 13.331 persones, més 13.243 persones, més 12.899 persones, més 12.428 persones, més 12.909 persones, més 11.765 persones, més 11.730 persones, més 11.653 persones, més 11.544 persones, més 11.445 persones, més 11.441 persones, més 11.412 persones, més 11.238 persones, més 11.131 persones, més 11.012 persones, més 11.011 persones, més 10.666 persones, més 10.510 persones, més 10.488 persones, més,
Thank you. And the last poem, it's more or less about the same. It's maybe it's a very old piece from 2001, but I still enjoy performing it. 6.
Parlo, 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 con chi parlo, dove tu parlo, sempre parlo, dove ne parlo, e quando parlo, quando si parlo, 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 la sequera, parlo, 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 parlo.
Thank you very much. And I know just thank you.
Mulțumim, Eduard. Continuăm cu Holly Pester, poetă și profesoară de poezie și performance la Universitatea din Essex. A susținut lecturi publice și a apărut în spectacole și instalații sonore la Segway, New York, Documenta 13 și maratonul de poezie de la Serpentine Gallery. Cartea sa, Go to Reception and Ask for Sarah in Red Felt Tip, este o colecție de poeme și ficțiuni experimentale scrise pentru arhivele Women's Art Library, Bookworks 2015, iar albumul Common Rest, Test Center 2016, constă într-o colecție de cântece de leagăn și poeme sonore create prin colaborare. Poezia ei a apărut în Poetry London, The White Review, The Believer Online și The Poetry Review. Holly Pester.
Can you hear me okay? Yes? I'm very happy to be here. I like Bucharest very much. Thank you, Simona, for inviting me and organising this. I'm just going to read some poems, and I was going to get the hotel to print out some nice copies to not look bad. But there's something quite nice about how worn and scruffy these are. They've been in my pocket and in my bag, in Glasgow, Los Angeles, and now here. This first poem is called Omen. But before I read it, I just want to dedicate this reading to everyone involved in struggle or protest against violence and violent states, but particularly one struggle, my sisters and everyone in Ireland at the moment, fighting to repeal the 8th Amendment and fighting for abortion rights, free abortion on demand, which everyone should have, otherwise there's no equality. So this is for them. The content of the poetry is not necessarily connected to that gesture, but every time I write I'm thinking of struggle and gender like that. Omen. My dog was retching in the night. She has woken the house demon. The carpet is moaning. I cannot move. My dog is whimpering at the door. I am locked in. The wind rattles the brown fence. She has brought grey figs to my bed. I cannot sleep well. We walk to the end of town where a wall blocks the exit of sleepless people. Bodies have piled up. My dog snuggles into the greasy leather of the dead. The moon bends the wall over us. I cannot breathe well. We escape by a stream. We swim backwards. We carry baskets on our shoulders full of herb books. The water fails. The current drags us home. We settle in. I cannot work. I cannot touch the ceiling. I cannot touch the floor. Her toes are splayed. Her paws are pierced underneath from insect horns. I will never marry. I will never bear children. My dog has been neutered. We study the dust marks. Nothing flies well. My dog has a wound on the tuft of her ear that bloodies the door. I do not feel good. I cannot rock climb. I cannot touch the weather. She barks at the spirit in the corner. We eat the leaves of green lemons. My shadow and her shadow are wearing jewelry. Her shadow is made of grey salt, and charms move through it like coins. I cannot catch. I cannot create anything from faith. We cannot milk. We cannot digest grapes or the sleeping babies hidden in them. I cannot take the sound of failing water. I cannot find the spike ned. I cannot find the quality gear. Dog, I need you to help me eat. Poet, there is a special oil for your diet. Dog, there is no oil in your diet. Poet, you are not what I need. You sleep too much. Your back is girlish. Dog, you cannot leave. I need the oil in your fur. I tied my red scarf around her neck for luck. Look at that. Historical bed sores. Is that the right order? Yeah, there's no red now. Yes, that's right. Some women cup their breasts, and women without breasts chirp at the thought. Women hold their babies up to the light, and the women without babies weep at the thought. The women with tears in their eyes, with gas in their mouth, pose with tigers in the bath. Tigerless women check the number of breasts, their childless heads, their breastless chests, their sore bone rectangular, triangular, armless kids climbed inside a clock. The women with no breasts, with red gruesome hair are kin. Prepare bowls of hot gum. In our bellies we have clowns and bugs. We have mock breasts and bellies like bowls of hot gum. Frig the dried blue men. A soup for my sister, a new ear hole where her wound is a light. The women without babies sing into cat bellies. We hunt for sliced up income for mama's dark red underwear. Strong girls breathing in rivers, drinking out of each other, speaking out of each other's backs. Sing for our empty friend, some river bellies, some ocean singular bump. Health, custard, bomb, shoes. Who killed our cave? Who let out our wheel? A cave for my baby, a rubber ball full of honey. Without babies we chirp into caves, into everybody's cave, drinking a pool of tomato pips and the last strings of egg, delicious forever. Find a cave for my injured friend. I feel like there's more to say, but there isn't. It's just worth remembering. Just thank you again for this. Spirited pictures. An aerial photograph of antelope. Black sesame seeds on a plate are not insects. I am not a sporty god or ghost. My insect head sweats. It is going to picture keeled huts, dark burns on the sea. The image is not magic. The dints on her fruit face, her finger-pocked dream is not an aerial photograph of rats in flooded tanks or black seeds surrounding a pie. There is no God's eye view of this bed or of mating ladybirds in lava. The plate is murky, I say to the pie, I am not your God. But I have licked you paradoxes, tinnitus and the neighbour's oi, are not song. Pierced drum skin, your fingers, finger in, aerial antelope and sesame seeds are not insects that bite and drill, that little mad and stamp. They are not insects that bite and drill. They are not insects that bite. Like the body at the hook of a mouth is spotted. But this is not its autopsy. This is not the holographic autopsy of an ancient mummified corpse. This is my last poem, which is probably less than 10 minutes, but most people go over, I go under. I drink more and I eat less, so it all works out. Heavy out there. What's in our cannon, eh? Sugar water. Lucky the juice they shoot the binner. We lace plans to our cannon. The conditions of seawater air, skin flags and shipping lipids. The sea expels cooking fats, foul player. Animal fingers spread to massacre a body or accrue it, Who is slipperier? This is a risky history. Less skinned fat than plan to give up, Who would add wheat, to bread? To make wet bread passes dry bread, Add rye or noodle or common semolina or passes our cannon, Come to the flat. Give up on food. It's very heavy, it's not wet, just provoking gas in sugar. The casual worker eats their conditions if they are, overlong, awkward, creative, like Rosa's ghost story where no one ever swam or got tired, Body parts are a regular land. A crot is a commentary on a crotch and a gut. A dislocated knee and an untreated lump in the other leg. Taking refuge in the cafe. Another shop on the square itself or behind the street lamps and on the quay, fired at, sheltered behind the windows. Continue the fusillade, shelter in water, The point is we ran. Shall I shrink in the water or spin, Here is love and here is death as brine. Shall I breathe, Shall I drink, Shall I drink or submerge? Shall I drink, shall I sweat, If I twist in the water, I glimmer. Shall I hang by the jaw in water and turn like a bug? Shall I drink? Shall I trick, bottles or submerge? Shall I trick or crawl back or drink? Shall I breathe, or submerge in peach, water, sick between my fingers, link breath to brine. Shall I crawl into my neck and link breath to brine? Shall I crawl back into my neck? Thank you.
There goes another myth that traditional poetry cannot be experimental. Continuăm cu... mulțumim Holy Pester. Vă rog, încă o dată. Continuăm cu Douglas Kearney, care a crescut în Altadena, California, iar acum locuiește cu familia în Clarita Valley și predă la Collards. A publicat 6 cărți, dintre care cea mai recentă este Buck Studies, Fence Books 2016, și a câștigat Theodore Redke Memorial Poetry Prize, premiul Cialan P. Firecracker pentru poezie, fiind totodată medaliat cu argint la California Book Award pentru poezie. Așa, BUNB afirmă că Buck Studies recartografiază secolul al XX-lea într-un proiect care este totodată liric și epic, personal și istoric. Totodată, Publishers Weekly vorbește despre poezia și despre cartea aceasta și o numește o carte extraordinară. Douglas Kearney.
Simona, for inviting me and this wonderful group of poets. I'm going to start off with a poem called Afrofuturism, which is funny. It's an oxymoron. The title presumes that people of the Afro diaspora have a future. Alright, so, okay. Afrofuturism. Won't you let me take you on a cruise? Rockets! 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 Take me to, take me to, take me to. Rockets! Take me to, take me to, rockets! Moonshots, take me to, take me to, take me to, take me to. Rockets! Take me to, take me to. Rockets! Take me to, take me to. Rockets! Moonshot so far ahead, it's behind us. Moses told her ray gun, saying, "Moonwalk, get disintegrated." Rockets, moonshots, rockets, moonshots. Take me to, take me to, take me to Egypt. Take me to, take me to. Pharaohs go far away. Oh, no riding place down there. Thrones thrown up like they just don't care. Rockets, rockets. Rockets, moonshot, rockets, moonshot, Astro Sheen, bling, Remy Martian, bling, Spacey Adams, bling, rockets, rockets. What our antenna said we was bugged, so us eyed the light up to light out whole of the place. Blacked up, so blacks out this terror. Oh, great getting up, launching. Space-suited queens and foil two flight-suited kings. Sky around shining, zip, 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 off the plantation, beyond the stairs to nigga heaven. Rockets, 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 moonshots. Who you calling Buck Rogers? Rockets, rockets, yeah, rockets, moonshots. Take me to, take me to, take me to. It's an escape craft. Take me to, from now and then. Take me to, by way of then and soon. Take me to, rockets, yeah, rockets, yeah, moonshots, yeah, rockets, yeah. Are we there yet? Are we yet? Are we there? Are we there yet? Are we here yet? There, ooh, we rockets! NASA been good to us, don't go that I'm serious! Rockets! It's the where, the when we go, when the call gets no response, do you read? Over. Rockets! Who you calling Starbuck? Rockets! Moonshots, rocket! Pilot. So, this next poem is called Big Thicket Pastoral. Big Thicket Pastoral is about a man named James Byrd Jr., who I'll tell you what, he could have used him some Afrofuture, because he sure didn't have any when those three white supremacists chained him to the back of a pickup truck. Back of the pickup truck, James Byrd Jr., because interchangeable, and dragged him down Huff Creek Road along Big Thicket until, when doing fishtails with the pickup truck, his body swung pendulum-like into a culvert cut into the ground, cutting his arm and head from his body. Big Thicket Pastoral, Jasper, Texas, in 1998. To Big Thicket, crack as a buckshot. To Big Thicket, crack as a stick roll. Crack, headlights staggering home. The road kills buck. Crack, to Big Thicket we go. Two sticks, two stick butts. Hot drink, heads like staggering the road. Along the trees, along the creek. Crack, stick broke, light kills. We go. To Big Thicket, to home on a kill. Buckshot, crack, stagger by drink. Headlight to Big Thicket, buck on each pickup stagger. What you looking at? The pickup headlights along the road. Crack, buck broke. Crack, the white stick. Big Thicket, along the trees, along the creek. Drink staggered, broke, white killed, buck staggering home. Crack, the trees pick up. We go. To Big Thicket. What you doing here? Buck stick to home. Crack, stick broke. Go. White light break the trees. Break for home. Long road home. White's homing on we. Go. Buckshot. Crack. We go to Big Thicket. Long the Huff Creek. Eat rushes. In the drink. Hot head rice. What you think you are? The boot buck. Crack. This fist boost bone. Crack. Stick broke. Buckshot. In the rushes. Buck back. In the rushes. Put the back on. Buck head. In the rushes. What you think? In the rushes. Put them back on. To Big Thicket we go to Huff Creek. Hot hat. We go to him. Staggering along these trees. These staggered creek head. The rushes. Crack. A stick broke. The creek breaks. The hot light to Big Thicket. We go to White Huff to Buckshot to Long Road home. We go to Big Thicket. To Huff Creek Road. Drunk pickups. Road till staggering bucks. Hot drunk. Headlight rushes. Huff Creek Road. Pickups rushes. Drunk and scratches. Breaks Huff Creek Road. Watch it. To Big Thicket we go. Crack. There's a buckshot. Crack. This fist was bone. Crack. The road kills. Crack. A broke stick. Long. The staggered creek. And go on. This next little ditty is called The Black Woman's Tears Swap Meet is Open Every Day. And it's kind of based on a joke that there's actually nothing, at least in the US, I can't presume, more worthless than the tears of black women. Because you can get them everywhere. Like Starbucks. I wish they could monetize them. That would be great. The Black Woman's Tears Swap Meet is open. Well, I wish they would monetize them for the community. Some black women are my friends, and their tears seem the hems of blue dresses. I ball, unball my pocketed palms and think on stockings, bells. Among my students sometimes number black women. I wish their tears were rungs. Such desire may too be grease though. My mother's youngest sister's torn calendar tears, Mondays, Marches, 29th, 91st, and 70s, till wicker bins choke, shredder hacks. A couple of tears, middle sister pinches at her eye, a black woman's spyglass. She peers through the wide between her and my older cousins, black women. Their tears are A, fresh batteries in broken clocks. B, ruined coin souvenirs. C, wheat bread heels Jim Crowed in fridges. D, what pitted the yellow linoleum does. The black mother of the black woman who married me, her tears are sunk ships. Coral polyps load the load, and awful, hopeful added. Then I'm at last quiet. My daughter, black girl, rattles at me her scabbard of tears. My younger cousin, black women, their tears are A, pill bottles. B, in pill bottles. C, lids you press down then turn to loose. D, anything bottled and near bathroom mirrors. Likely, my father's oldest sister, black woman, kept her tears where they passed for shotgun, slant shade to jam through as simmering mask. My father's other sister, her tears stop his mouth, or their wood doves coated in his chestnut mind. Grandmother, my black father's mother, gone. Her tears were empty chairs, pine among pineware. White bowl, though the rice there was tears of my great aunt, black woman. These days, my grandmother, black woman who mothered my mother, mislays her tears. She always finds them. The black woman who married me, her tears inside her out, like black church stockings, runs. And my black mother dead. Last poem is for Wanda Coleman, was a poet from Los Angeles who never got her due. This poem is deeply influenced and informed by her. Thank you all again. And I heard that the person who was subjected to translating these poems is here. If you're here, please stand if you don't mind. I don't want to put you out there if that's not what you want to do. All right. Oh, cool. Okay, I see that. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. What is your name? Andrew, thank you. And did you also do homilies?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry for your dear Baja and Bay. I am sorry for your dear Jagged West. I am sorry for your dear Aged East. I am sorry for your dear Shine to Seas. I am sorry for your dear Pole to Pole. I am sorry for your dear Ice and Soil. I am sorry for your dear Ear Canal. I am sorry for your dear Eyeball. I am sorry for your dear Tongue and dear Thumb. I am sorry for your dear Nostril. Oh, my dear Nostril, I am sorry for your loss of the funk, your funkless, bereft loss of that gut bucket busting with birds of paradise, church socks with coffee grounds and soggy paperbacks, whiffs of Ziploc poppies and pissways, buku tailpipes belting yellow notes and black fire, ramshackle passes with green apples under underpasses, oil paints gone fungal under summer sun of kerosene, the rainbow in the Valvoline pool, and the bronze coin slick gold down there. Dear South LA, I am sorry for your loss of Central, ghost now, ganked and gaffled, cuffed and trucked with stuff we knew and stuff we don't, stuff we was meant to get, to hold to, but butterfingered, let slip, stuff we figured we'd catch next time around, but it was Sunday at midnight at a bus stop, Watts, and the streets gone dark for going mute. Dear Saltpeter 110, dear Weird Sky 10, dear Mortar 405, dear Spider-Legged 5, dear Wheezing 14, I regret your riverboat queenlessness. The white wall paddle wheel moored in the dock, gruff, gnash, and chomp over this new dry spell. Holler for your tar beds and stiff necks. Dear soap operas and soap boxes, I am sorry for your dear chitons and chitlins. I am sorry for your dear pink slips and slipper print. I am sorry for your dear civic offices of wrung hands and ringing lines. I regret to be informed of this new earthquake cure that our smog scrapers won't come to shiver with pleasure, with terror, with snits. I regret the asphalt won't fall to black cracks, jabbing down to Earth's orange heart. Dear crust, dear mantle, sorry no hell to withhold us below our tables. Dear Formica, dear veneer, I'm sorry we won't peer beneath you and find hard fists of bubblicious. Dear mouthfuls of oysters and seeds, I am sorry for your dear mouthful of pop bottles. I am sorry for your dear mouthful of 45s and candy hearts. I regret you must peck bread at a Staters Park bench. Peck bread out of new bags, sweet flock, a new pot, hot pocket, hot damn. Dear throw to grout, throw to fruit. I regret the loss of low-down Rougarou, of toe-hold nylon, a bushel of neon onions on a zenith, unpeeling, the peel of sand, pelting corrugated steel stolen, the quiet stone that slumbers behind Moeller's pole, the daybreak bitten like a kumquat puke, the slow drag, slow wound, the rags, ragged, sink-bound flight, the alley's gold teeth, the floor fans hum as it rumbles with July. Dear amnesiac eardrums, I am, forget it. Dear channel surfing no CMs, I am, never mind. Dear ruffled hatchlings, I am sorry for your pinions, your guano-tinted lenses, for your shook asseria trimmers, and your tattooed backlists, your little yellow tongues. I'm sorry for big feet, the blue parade turned blue cortege, turned second line, all the pages that left, all the papers that pile your boulevard cobbled with eggshells. Dear armless palm trees, I am sorry you could not catch her. Dear armless palm trees, why couldn't you catch her? Dear children of my great regret for reckoning you wouldn't want all what's left below folding chairs and garage rotting boxes, and by the final curve, her words where her picture would be, the picture where her words. Dear what's left of us, I regret we didn't know a mind like a heart was no mark-ass simile. Dear family, dear Austin, dear I. Thank you.
Și o să încheiem prima parte a lui cu W. Mark Sutherland din Toronto. Artist, poet și muzician intermediar. Lucrările sale constituie un hibrid ce estompează granița dintre poezie, arte vizuale, muzică și arte performative. Textele, obiectele, videourile și instalațiile sale investigează jocul semnelor existent în principiile contradictorii de autoritate dintre limbaj, imagine și sunet și au fost prezentate în galerii, spectacole, festivaluri și show-uri solo în întreaga lume. Lucrările sale în noile media includ e-poezie, videopoezie și sonotexte. E-poemul instalație Cod X a făcut parte din expoziția sa itinerantă Scratch între 2002 și 2005. Cod X a fost totodată primul proiect new media de sine stătător publicat de Coach House Books. Continuăm cu W. Mark Sutherland.
Very sorry, Ava, could you stop that for a minute? I'm very sorry about this.
Modern man has lost the option of silence. Try halting some local speech. Try to achieve even 10 seconds of inner silence. You will encounter a resisting that forces you to talk. That organism is the word. William S. Burroughs' The Ticket That Exploded, 1962.
invocation for Alexei Berchonia.
Doamnelor și domnilor, l-ați văzut live pe Sutherland, care a dispărut, să sperăm că nu de tot, se va întoarce. Suntem la jumătatea spectacolului nostru, luăm o pauză de 15 minute, după care ne întoarcem în forță.
Ce pornește din coapsă? Îndoirea genunchilor apare ca preludiu al elevației. Ce pornește din coapsă? Eu, în viața mea, nu am fost tutelat de nimeni, nici când eram mic. În bătaie, cu conotații negative sau pozitive. În bătaia vântului, te rup în bătaie, batalia, stârnirea peștelui, epoca în care se împerechează cocoșii de munte, izbirea pământului cu piciorul înainte de desprinderea de pe sol, etc. Reducea toate variantele la o singură posibilitate, cea inevitabilă. Te uită cum joacă găina, stai găină că te tai. În crescendo, tremolo, martellato, flagioletto, pianissimo. Încă din 1669, Raoul Feuillet propune prima notație coregrafică. Ea constă în descrierea schematică a pașilor, a direcției mersului și a succesiunii figurilor. Nu există indicații asupra mișcărilor de brațe sau a părții de sus a corpului. Să acordăm mai puțin atenție picioarelor și mai multă grijă brațelor. Arta gestului este înghesuită între margini prea strânte pentru a produce efecte mărețe. Ceea ce va pierde la nivelul picioarelor se va regăsi la nivelul brațelor. Corpul nu mai este o cale de evadare a sufletului, ci dimpotrivă se adună în jurul acestuia. Aurora o vede pe bătrâna care lovește cu andrelele, o măsură de 2 pe 4. Se trece treptat la un vals fermecător în 3 pe 4. Pauză. Strigăt de durere. Aurora sângerează. 8 măsuri de 4 pe 4 foarte largi. Aurora începe să danseze și amețește. Lumea e nebunită. Aurora se învârte pe loc, ca și cum ar fi ciupit-o o tarantulă, prăbușindu-se brusc. Și din strigătul lor nu putea să iasă nimic. În jurul ghidului se formase o barieră de coral, niște bijuterii atât de prețioase, încât orice șiragăști în cale nu era decât o imitație a unei opere de artă. Deschidea gura și avea dinții tociți de mamifer marin. Numai lebedele mai au un astfel de camuflaj de apărare. Lebede brocoli, sub apă și la suprafață. Cu gâtul în apă sunt un buchet mătăsos de flori de brocoli. Cine ar atinge o lebădă scufundată? Trage de lese și animalul iese. Se gudură la picioarele ei, dă ocol pielii căzute de jur împrejur. Piele de drac, drac de mare. Îl ia în brațe. Mirosul corpului stârnește animalul. Jivina începe să spele omul într-un ritm sâcâitor. Dă animalul jos din brațe și se îndreaptă spre cal. Capul imens al calului cu pleoape lăsate. Mirosul e acolo. Milimetru cu milimetru, pleoapa se ridică. Calul rumegă pielea omului, apoi vrea în brațe. Omul se așează sub animal și îl ridică. Se cabrează sincron, apoi își lasă pieile în voia greutății. Ce n-aș da eu să pot să zbor, să văd cu ochii mei lucruri ascunse sub pământ. Ce ajută un om să fie în zbor? Aer. Amestec de gaze care alcătuiește straturile inferioare ale atmosferei și care este absolut necesar vietăților aerobe. Sub pământ, memoria conține fiecare gest. Momentan ne limităm la întâmplări cu pământ. Strângem snopii pe ogor, vinul dulce în picior, tra-la-la-la-la, la-la-la-la-la.
The body is no longer a way for the soul to escape. On the contrary, it gathers around it. The body is no longer a way for the soul to escape. It gathers around it. The body.
Rotaru.
coming from the speakers. The horses keep the music going. They dream of treating it as a material, like light, cinematic projection or dance.
I-ați avut alături de dumneavoastră, o să vi prezint în ordine, Andra, Rotaru, oprește-te să vă rog pe toți să vă opriți. Andra Rotaru este fondatorul de industrie multimedia credice,
Intersecția dintre arte a fost întotdeauna o preocupare majoră a sa și a inițiat colaborări cross-media, poezie și coregrafie, performance-ul de dans lemur, prezentat în America și în Europa, poezie și ficțiune și video, documentar All Together, realizat în rezidența de International Writing Program la Universitatea din Iowa, fotografie și așa mai departe și, peste toate, Andra Rotaru este o poetă excelentă. Textul din seara aceasta a fost al ei sau a fost în combinație cu Robert? Al ei. Apoi, Robert Gabriel Elekes, care a absolvit facultatea de litere a Universității Transilvania din Brașov, după care a urmat studii masterale de limba și literatură germană și un doctorat în filologie. Poet, performer și cadru universitar, a debutat cu volumul de poezie Aici îmi iau dinți în spinare și Adio, pentru care a primit premiul pentru debut la cea de-a 14-a ediție a Zilelor Justin Panța de la Sibiu. Paula, să te întorci, pentru că tu urmezi. Paula Dancă, născută în 2016, este mama genului muzical și a stilului de viață techno-fagotic. După ce a consultat cele mai cunoscute clarevăzătoare locale, astronomia, propria inimă și internetul, vocalista queer, actului fluid și-a pariat toată averea cu un viitor non-binar. Și la clape electronice l-ați avut pe Oyio, care s-a născut în 2016, ca o iterație înfășit de proiecte muzicale create și abandonate de-a lungul anilor. Original Wolfen, Koala Spank, Krang. La fel ca în industria IT, aceasta înseamnă o repetare a anumitui procedeu de calcul prin aplicarea lui la rezultatul calculului din etapa precedentă. I-ați avut în seara aceasta pe ei cu un performance MultiVerse. Vă mulțumim! Continuăm seara cu Emma Bennett. Emma este artist și teoretician și activează în domeniul artelor performative. Interesată în special de vorbire, ca improvizație, metaforă nereușită și tehnologie frivole. A creat performance-uri pentru seria de concerte Weisslich, Manchester, Labor Sonar, Berlin, FIAC, în Paris, Welcome Collection în Barbican, Londra și BBC Radio 3, printre altele. Printre creațiile sale cele mai recente se numără What Matter, care a avut premieră la sala de concert de King's Palace din Londra, și Accent, un recital pentru două voci creat împreună cu compozitoarea Antonia Barnett McIntosh. Emma Bennett.
Thank you. This is going to be completely different to that, which was amazing. Thank you. I've just spilled water on myself just before I did this. So I'm going to attempt to perform for you something I've been doing for a while, but in a way that I have never done it before. For several years have been working with recordings of bird songs, and a small handful of recordings commercially available on a CD of birds that are very common where I live in London. And I think they also are fairly common here. One of them is a blackbird, a robin, and a thrush, a particular type of thrush called a missel thrush that stays low to the ground. And I have been variously listening to, recreating, imitating, describing, responding to, and speaking through the bird songs, to the extent that, make no mistake, the bird itself is completely obliterated by what I've done to it. So this is not a romantic nature poem. This is something unpleasant that I've done to the bird. But the new thing, I usually do it by improvisation and by hearing, but for this, for the translation, and whoever translated this, I sincerely apologise. So that it could be translated into Romanian, I fixed it as a text, which was strange, and it's not going to entirely make sense in Romanian, just as it doesn't entirely make sense in English, but somewhere between the two there might be something. So I will attempt it, and once again, my sincere thanks to the translators, and I hugely appreciate the work on this. It might take me a few goes because it takes a while to get into it. So this is a robin, European robin. It starts high, it starts sort of saying here. It starts higher, falling. It's got a sort of falling down bit. Ooh, starts high. It's got a whistle bit, and then it stabs with a cool cut, and then it stops. A little twaddle. Ooh, it's got a laughing note, and then a pleased to meet you, teach you, a job a day, and then a small note, and then a question. Pleased to, ladle, then woohoo, you wing. Is that a whistle really echo on the Wool Week water? It's got a richer, deeper, chubba, chapter. It's got a making so much noise, it's got an echo like it stops. Chip, a long note, and a ching, and a little chip, a whoop. It's got like a leak, ooh, then a heightened ooh, and then it comes up. And then it goes, ooh, this is sort of then a happening note, and then a little bit, and then a middling, more wide and whistling, like a flute, got a little more added, got a little badder, ladder, got a bang song, it's more like a spring song. Ooh, lots of little flush, like a ooh, a little, no, ooh, like a factor, in a while, like an organ going down, and a round, like a flute fan, like a round, ooh. Beat flat, like following, like a fall, then going slow, and then it falls, ooh, and then a gong, slice, pat, and a weak, plummeting, and then stops. Like a ooh, balled up like a pleased to meet you, ooh, like a sample of a fist. Ooh, it goes a little bounding like a binding, ooh, like a babbling, bawling, pleased to trail you. And its act echoes, and it gets all like a frail, flattened bird, a disc, and then it stops. And now it's asking, ooh, clap, and then it stops to meet you, people, and then it falls out in a clod, dead. Okay, this is a missile thrush. This is the one that stays close to the ground, and it's got a really loud voice. But it's a bit arrogant. You know that when you get, you know when you look. You know that you look to get real. This is a real one. This is a real one. Hold a little wing slam, hold a little loop. Getting on and up. Getting one up. Ooh, I love it. This is a real one. Here comes a little bit of biscuit, getting one today in a weird kittle, little calm, and then I'm so whoa, love it. Getting to print it. Ooh, it's got a love. Getting to grip, getting to got it. When I love about, where's it going to fly with that wing? You know, when you find he's got a little. He's coming to grip when he's got a got a grip, what blessed him. So, pit, ooh, look at him, no, don't quite know it, got him. so you got a so. Rip one, so, you know, got a grim flute, got a grey on him. Got a, ooh, it's a 1, 2. Get an eye, got damn biscuit. Get a sore eye, love him. What a low flight, hey. Getting on a gate, for who he's got, getting away, getting on it. Getting a grip one, he's got a heat one. Wait, so. Det ill so. No, get a telltale. Get a heat tit saw. Get a tit in it. Get in a whip. Who in a creep who? Care who in a check away. Get in a full. Get in a hole full. Got a little bat hit. Got grip getting in. Ooh, look at him, what he's got so. Bite him. Ooh, look at him. Ooh, look, took away. Bind him. Wanna him, hen, wanna, and I wanna nip a bit, ha, getting him. No, what I wanna tip, wanna blue. Who in it got a call, got a whole call. What I got a little look down, getting a who, getting a whip, and a hip knee, and he's getting one too. He's got a lovely, and would you in a cave, and he's got a walk in a cage, and I'm sorry he's come on. I want to, in giving you a tip of the weight, he's got a little tail. Can you like a hail, who, like, and love it and love it. Would you in a, he's got a tail tipping it, ooh, he's got a lovely tail, got a fair trail, got a lovely fair trail, I'm loving it, he's got a lovely love about age, ooh, he's got a rib, he's good, you know what I find him, he's got a lovely paw song, I want to bite him, he's got a clip on, I want to have, he's got a pink finger, he's got a whole pink set, I want to get him, you know when you find him, he's got to get out, and who one can, a night in it, got a lovely, he's got a test in it, he's got a gone out of Tesco, and he's gripped one, getting one, he's got a great one, heavy in the leg now. And I want a tail, I want a heat, he's got a chip in it, when he's pissed off, he's got a one grey, and you know you don't quite know what you can't only tell, and I want to bite him, he's got a grey on a tail, and he's got a hitch in top, and I want to bite him, tail, and a grey, he's got a grey, a hail grey, and he's got a bite, and he's got a game tail, and he's got a wonder bite, foxglove, I want a table, and a tie tail, table, bite him, and I want to bite his eyes, this little, and he's got a little one's own. Final bird, blackbird. We reach out, video wall, bit whip, two things, we're falling down, chopping bit, two clap notes, afraid of pair notes, free, pop up. Starts the same, swooping nose, sweeping nose, 16 dean, tie, oh, clean, what a high bit with a real game starting bit. Free up, swooping note, linguist, it goes beaking, and a little note, and a frown that goes whoop, real mitten, June beaker. Same beat, sweet bean, running with a wash, and then a heat, and then a little hit this. Oh no, Freya, wanting to run, all hero, little exotic, starts the same neck, and then goes up, dash, crash, and then a little drill bit. Starts the same, and then goes up, frown, pockets of the same, and then goes flash, is that a ding, pluming like a cat on. Start the fire, and says the brittle horse stay bluff, and then goes down. Scrape all the wires out, and the sheep crams the same. She goes, a prickly zoom lens, like it's a shave, saying up a ding, many, shave, now, many, and then we sort of laugh again, hear her clear mirror, and whistle, calm, and a little bit of full, now, and then it goes grave, and then it goes a little, goes down, full, now, stop. Right, sort of it's out, claw, and up a bit with a wheelie crown, sort of goes sea cow bit, peppers now on that one. Worse on her, shooting a sheep mouth, month, a free case of field playing, bleep, bee, with a pretty bee, with a foresheen, with a pretty bee. Foresheen, where's the river with the tulip reel, ready for the song. For she wears the reed, river with the tulip, really, really for the song. What wit down a bit, little pip, pip, right the sound, right bit, the trill, 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 repeating real peaty, 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 peaty frame, a pre, ooh, ooh, twice, twice, once a tail, tail, falling apart, loving bit, walking away, way at the end, wistful, going away, and it doesn't not stop and keep spools gone, and a very great water at the top, a weep, weep, pick up. Stop for sheer, she in opera with the same note, a blip with a tang, dash with a flash with a frown, bit fleece, and then a cheek, 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 cheek down, and then around, woo, it's all kind of for your claw, a tight reminiscence wheel in the grass, ooh, it's seen, seen with the rounded bounce, white, white, pearly sheen with a white, white birthday. White, white, and then a bird fear really down inside, and an upper look dance, a foam from a practical gums. He goes at practical chest, claim, a chain, now, now. He's a fleck, eat, pluck, pluck, a ring of flesh now. Ooh, cracking leaf, that was a real sticks of ice. Ooh, kind of bluff, spools, and a wing, kind of really plush. Kick and sting, a king of flashy bits, a sort of soon, a really woo, 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 woo. A middle, 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 spitting at sticks, and the hand moves me, and then he really kicks it with the middle blunt edge bunting. Ha, ha, sticks are a painty hand, a dame plush, following a pointy air, pluck, 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 dare, down, day, all slip, look, 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 dare, bush, douse now, a pink now, now. Falling down, pulls her up, there's a long flick, walls for a long fleeting pink with a catching her up, a preen, preen, pound, wow, with a pip, pip, yeah, start, frail. Frailer up, arch, ringing, rail, reeling, really powerful that way, wheedling with a squeak and clean, a tail fudge, a quick and quick, 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 watch your tear, watch your wick, wait, quick, 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 quickly. Quick, 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 quickly. Quick, 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 quickly. Quick, 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 quickly. Quick, quick, quickly. Thank you.
Cel mai recent volum al său de poezie, The Pirate Who Does Not Know the Value of Pi, publicat de New York Reviews of Books, explorează dificultățile de comunicare pe care le întâmpină pirații și papagalii. Volumul său anterior de poezie, The Life and Opinions of DJ Spinoza, care a apărut la Ugly Duckling, Prison Brooklyn, examinează defectele limbilor naturale și artificiale. Ca traducător și cercetător, Ostashevsky s-a specializat în Operiu, grupul avangardist din Leningrad din anii 20-30, condus de Alexandru Vedensky și Daniel Harms, precum și în futurismul rus și cel internațional. Eugene Ostashevsky.
I want to thank you all for coming, and I want to thank Simona especially for the invitation. I'm going to read first, I'm going to read a poem from The Life and Opinions of DJ Spinoza. The poem is called DJ Spinoza Fights the Big Griffin. Spinoza is a DJ because, in English, at least in American English, DJ spin. And the griffin is a philosophical monster who's half griffin, half begriff, concept in German. DJ Spinoza fights the big griffin. The big griffin is something out of Geistgeschichte, but then so is DJ Spinoza. They gather in an obscure region of the Little Magellan Cloud, on a rock abandoned by Mr. Clam. The big griffin looks like x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1. His eyes may be mistaken for his nose. He can't stand lying. The front of his t-shirt says, I am ambivalent. The back of his t-shirt says, I am not ambivalent. When he gets irascible, he's not very erasable because he has 2.7 times 10 to the 5th claws, but he can't find his only pair of clippers. DJ Spinoza is misleadingly cuddly. His instructions say handle with care. On a periodic table, he lays out his definitions, axioms, propositions, like dentist tools before drilling a cavity. And then they begin to fight. The big griffin shows the DJ 3 fingers, but the DJ shows the big griffin 4 fingers. The big griffin makes a face, but the DJ already has one. DJ Spinoza picks up a fiddle and plays the ditty of the excluded middle. The big griffin stiffens his feet and hands and cries, "I won't dance, merci beaucoup, de rien," says DJ Spinoza. The big griffin flies at him with a shriek of "what do you mean?" because the DJ can't stand him. But the DJ replies with a double drop kick and follows it up with a quaderat demonstrandum. The big griffin folds like a memorandum. Has he lost the will to fight? Find out in the second half of this poem. The second half of this poem. DJ Spinoza towers over the rock. The big griffin takes a walk around the mental block. DJ Spinoza swings a chain of syllogisms. The big griffin objects to the absence of symbolism. And then, like a matching funds grant application, challenges the foundation. He puts his best foot forward and says, "Listen, DJ Spinoza, I had enough of your logocentrism. Words are justifications only. Only physical power adjudicates the quizzical hour. Only the fist differentiates between resist and desist. Have you ever seen giraffes hold a symposium? The consciousness of animals is pure time, untrammeled by the vagaries of sic probo. Let us meet man to man in the style of the whooping crane or the praying mantis. Let us dismiss words in toto as the unionized janitors of reality." DJ Spinoza replies, "Listen you, Chuda Zamorsky big griffin. I don't care for your praying mantis, your whooping crane, eagle or monkey, for I shall kick your ass with the only style I know, a style unabashedly virile in its simplicity. I shall do it more geometrico. Wah, wang, boomsy, loop." The big griffin stands for me, Eugene Ostashevsky, so naturally he is victorious. I generally write about language and how it doesn't work. And the DJ Spinoza book, I wrote most of it, I mean, kind of a long time ago now, but it was about, in a very obscure way, it's about artificial languages and how they're powerful, but you can't say anything in them. And this book, of The Pirate Who Doesn't Know the Value of Pi, is more about natural languages. And there are 2 protagonists in it, in every poem. I think of it as kind of like a novel, a pirate and a parrot. This is the story of the pirate and his parrot, not unlike the ballad of Bonnie and Clyde, who, however, were a little more desperate and disparate. On the day of their meeting, the pirate was not yet a pirate, although always aspiring to become one when an adult. He had amassed a vast private collection of pirate arms, yatagans, grappling hooks, blunderbusses, Malaysian Chris's, 358 total. The parrot was already a parrot. How they met, closed-circuit cameras agree. In a dark pet store on a dank day, both nose and beak were full of mucus. Not a little nervously, the two confided in each other how much they loved to play with boorishly booming bazookas. They assaulted tourists from Bali all the way to the Venice Biennale, then took a trip down to California, where they worked as instructors of calisthenics, calibration, and calligraphy. Cooked cauliflowers, then consolidated themselves in crime, and finally, with the proceeds, bought themselves a galleon in case they should come across a large store of gold bullion. It was then they took to the sea and took up piracy. They raided paddle boats, and boats at once paddled and pedaled, polanders, pirogues, pontoons, and gondolas made of metal. Dhows, dinghies, bidarkas, catamarans, and clippers, felucas, garukas, tankers, bathtubs, and bathroom slippers. But whether on the wavy wave or on the coconut-strewn shore, they never did forget that old dark and dank pet store, not even when filling their coffers or beheading recently met coffers. They worked hard, became successful and wealthy. They bought art and a split-level house in New Jersey, although they were never in it for the cash, but because the criminal form of life is such a blast.
What a beautiful song,
said the pirate.
I wish I knew all the ship names in it.
Shh, said the parrot. We'll look them up later.
Later when?
Asked the pirate. When this book is over, said the parrot. The pirate fell into deep thought.
Will we exist when this book is over?
He suddenly asked. If that's a good book. And in the middle of the book, they get shipwrecked. And then for the rest of the book, they basically sit on a deserted island arguing over whether, had there been indigenous people on this island, whether they would be able to make themselves understood to and by, well, by and to the indigenous people. To, by, whatever. There's no indigenous, it's a deserted island. It's my book about immigration. I like immigration so much, I've immigrated several times. And this is the second shipwreck. About the pirate ship did foam an angry marvel of a storm. A blast undressed the mizzenmast, that's gallants they were downcast, until the iterative wave upon a rock the galleon drave, and there she split against the stone in the Caesarean section.
Persevere, parrot! Paddle!
Cried the pirate. Why? Said the parrot.
Don't leave me alone in this world!
Cried the pirate. But the parrot cried into the sea. It was hard to paddle with feathers so full of sand.
I think I'm standing,
said the pirate. There once lived a pirate and a parrot who did not pilot their ship adequately, whereupon they suffered wrack, being cast up on a deserted island and having only themselves to count on. 1, 2, I can't find my... Should we include the island? Asked the pirate.
You can't include nothing,
the pirate said.
In any case, a pirate and a parrot are one,
he said. A pirate and a parrot and a deserted island are one, said the parrot. I'm glad I'm reading that up to the blackboard. There once existed a pirate and a parrot who, having not even a palate, had not even a pellet upon their palates, whereupon they parlayed in platitudes. Is this the sound of surf breaking that we used to hear in conch shells? Asked the pirate. It's so strange to encounter something in life that earlier you knew only in representation, said the parrot. It makes you question things. There once loved a pirate and a parrot who, unable to part, issued upon a putatively deserted island, whereupon they had so many problems they did not know what. Pshoo, said the parrot. What did you say? Said the parrot. I did not say, I sneezed, said the parrot. Well, less you then, said the pirate. But in English, when we sneeze, we say achoo. When I sneeze, I'm not speaking English, said the parrot. Not everything is language, thought the pirate. This cold is making me number every minute, he said. How can you tell them apart, cried the parrot. Thus were they lashed, the shivering twain, by the hypotenuse of the rain, as night continued ever new, like the square root of 222. At sunrise, the pirate and the parrot wandered at the island. The fruits which here abundantly grow are nothing inferior as to their quantity or quality unto what other islands grow. They recorded some of the most ordinary. Such are manioc, potatoes, acajou apples, llanas, pacones, papayas, carasols, mamayans, ananas, and diverse other fruits. About the seashores, everywhere are found multitudes of crabs, belonging both to the land and the sea, and both very big. They thought these good to feed servants and slaves, who find them very pleasing to the palate, yet withal marvelously hurtful to the fight. Beside which symptom, being eaten too often, they also cause great giddiness in the head, with much weakness of the brain, insomuch that frequently consumers are deprived of sight for 1/4 of an hour. Thank you. In the last piece, there was a lot of different 17th century text. Thank you very much.
Și o să închidem seara aceasta cu Anne James Chaton sau Anne James Chaton, dacă îl pronunțăm în engleză, care creează lucrări bazate pe studiul materialelor textuale ce alcătuiesc viața cotidiană a societății contemporane. Această literatură slabă, cunoscută sub numele de efemera, cuprinzând o multitudine de documente tipărite prin nenumărate mașini, bancnote, chitanțe de cumpărături, fluturaj promoțional, carduri de fidelitate pentru clienți, cărți de vizită, bilete de autobuz, tren și metrou, etc., reprezintă sursa căutărilor lui Anne James în poezie și artă vizuală. Căutări materializate în proiecte solo, evenimente Zero Night, portraits, songs, sau în colaborări cu artiști din diverse domenii. Interesul continuu pentru literatura cu intensitate scăzută l-a însoțit pe diverse scene literare sau ale muzicii rock și electronice din întreaga lume. Anne James Chaton.
affectueux attendent d'enfin dans un bidonville de Kingston. Dans une maison avec jardin, un homme au cœur noir observe une attaque de requins. Un soldat de Buffalo lit le livre des lois au bord de la rivière Babylone. Naturel entame la danse des vampires sur un grand navire. Sa Majesté la Reine, des vibrations positives, discute sur la plage avec la gorgone. Un chaman africain de 400 ans épouse une cendrillon noire. Le roi Salomon rencontre l'ambassadeur du reggae dans un train en direction de Scavie. Un homme singe invite à dîner ce soir un fier lion de Zion. Les policiers en hélicoptère dégustent un foie de chèvre sur un boulier électrique. À l'hôtel, allons en nord, à l'école, au Japon, à Rio, dans le Bayou, en Russie, au Fillmore, en banlieue, sur Broadway, dans un champ, une usine, une chapelle, un château, sur terre, à Memphis, Buffalo, tout autour de Chelsea, dans un ranch, une cuisine, une forêt, à Newport, dans la rue, en enfer, à Boston, sur la route, quelque part, sous le soleil. En Afrique, sous un pont, en Islande, en avion, à Hawaï, partout, au collège, dans la ville, à Vienne, nulle part, sur la lune, sur Mars, sur Seine, à Paris, station, à New York, dans une boîte, une maison, un tunnel, sur la plage, au Cambodge, dans la mer, dans la jungle, à côté. Jericho, dans le monde, sur Sirius, dehors, à Vegas, sous le ciel, dans un temple, un jardin, une galerie, une église, dans un club, des ruines, un garage, en voiture, à Berlin, Chicago, l'opéra, dans l'espace, sous un pont, dans le nord, en prison, Saint-Quentin, dans les Indes d'abord. Dans un parc, la Casbah, en ville, au modèle, à l'ouest, à l'est, au sud, sur une île, un palace, à l'hôtel, une chambre à Paris, des ruines, à Londres, une forêt, en station, un garage, dans le nord, à Newport, à New York, en voiture, à l'école, dans la rue, dans une boîte, à Berlin, au Japon, en enfer, une maison, Chicago, à Rio, à Boston, un tunnel d'opéra, en Bayou, sur la route, sur la plage, dans l'espace, en Russie, quelque part, au Cambodge, sur un pont, au Fillmore, sous le soleil, dans la mer, dans le nord. En Paris, à Londres, à l'hôtel, le nord, à l'école, au Japon, à Rio, dans le Bayou, en Russie, au Fillmore, en banlieue, un champ, une usine, une chapelle, un
Mulțumim, James and Chaton. Doamnelor și domnilor, MultiVerse a ajuns, cel puțin pentru această seară, la final. Nu pot însă să vă mulțumesc pentru prezență și pentru răbdarea pe care ați avut-o și sper și entuziasmul pe care l-ați avut. Înainte de a vă reaminti că acest spectacol a fost gândit și curatoriat de către Simona Nastac, pe care o rog să vină alături de noi. Simona a studiat istoria și teoria la București cu un master în Creative Curating, cum am și văzut, la Goldsmith College, Londra. A curatoriat expoziții de artă contemporană și evenimente de poezie experimentală la Londra, New York, Seul, Praga, St. Petersburg, Cluj, Craiova și București. Simona, mulțumim!
Mulțumesc artiștilor care au fost fantastici și echipei tehnice, bineînțeles, și Festivalului Internațional de Poezie București, care ne găzduiește cu mare generozitate în fiecare an. Am ajuns deja la al 3-lea an seara experimentală. Sper să veniți și anul viitor. Mulțumesc mult încă o dată și lui Cosmin pentru că a fost o gazdă bună. Mulțumesc! Artist, please come and join me on the stage because we'll have a good picture. So, yeah, that's just for us.